Hello, Fearless Fam. Welcome to another episode where we shed light on topics most like to keep in the dark. This is your host, Chubby, and today's elephant is a level 5. How is everyone doing? How was your Halloween weekend? I think it's not that far, right? It was last week, right? I swear it feels like weeks ago. Our episode is an interesting one, at least to me. I always found the relationship dynamics really interesting. We have mentioned it throughout our old episodes, but we haven't really talked about it. And I thought that was interesting because maybe we were trying to shy away from the topic, but then that makes no sense because this is what this podcast is about, to talk about topics that most people are not going to agree with. So here we are. So yes, our topic is about relationship structures, specifically romantic one, which is honestly what I'm more interested about. We already know the term relationships mean anyone, like your family members, your friends, etc. That's why I said romantic relationship structure to be specific, so you all know what we're gonna be talking about. Just in case you don't want to continue with the episode, it's totally fine. And as we know, there are a ton of relationship structures. Some people might not agree with some people that do or practice different lifestyles of relationship. And honestly, I just find it all fascinating that everyone gets to live the life that it suits them. Love how they want to love, obviously, safely and consensually. Um, and we cannot let society tell us how to live and how to love. Honestly, we just can't. We are part of society. We are the ones that are reshaping the structures, and we are the ones, calling all the shots. Like everyone who's practicing something different that is not hetero or monogamy or anything of that nature. But yes, let's get on to the episode. I do want to break down the types of relationship structures that exist. So I will be mentioning some of them, and we'll go from there. Again, this is a level 5 elephant. Most of you will probably not like it or agree with it. And honestly, if you don't like it, that's not how you're living your life, it's okay. You don't have to like it, but don't be rude towards other people about it. We're here at No Filters, No Fears. Do not judge people based on their sexual preference or how they look, or literally who they love or how they want to love. We just let them be. But I do want to touch upon the type of relationships that exist. But thank you for those who are going to proceed with the episode and joining and wanting to learn about different relationship structures, different relationship dynamics that obviously is not the same as the one you probably have or want to have. So to begin with, relationships come in many different forms, and I find that to be beautiful. There's going to be structures that will fit your lifestyle or the type of relationship that you and your partner discuss, or you and your partners, multiple. So I will be breaking down the different relationship dynamics that exist. I will be giving short description of each. The largely known one, monogamy. A monogamous relationship is what we tend to view as a traditional relationship. It is a relationship in which two people have decided to be exclusive and are only with each other. And I am pretty sure that this is the one that is most common, that we grew up hearing when we were kids or seeing when we were kids sometimes. When you grow up, they teach you that it's one and one, and that is the only way to be. And obviously, also heteronormative monogamous relationships. We were not taught about that you could be with anybody else, unfortunately. Open relationship. An open relationship means that the relationship is not limited to just the two people. The people who are in an open relationship are open to dating other people as well. And obviously, for this type of relationship, it has to be an agreement between both parties. Again, everything has to be consensual when it comes to any type of relationship structure, I feel like. Next one is polyamory. To be in a polyamorous relationship means to have an open, intimate, or romantic relationship with more than one person at a time. People who are polyamorous can have any sexual orientation, and polyamorous relationships can include people of different sexual orientation. Also, in polyamorous relationships, not everyone is dating each other. We have to keep in mind that there is different structures in the polyamorous world, I should say. For example, if person A is dating person B is dating person C, it doesn't mean that person C will be dating person A. Again, everything has to do with communication and honesty and what they want their relationship to look like. Sometimes there's a triad, meaning all three people are dating each other, A, B, and C, and sometimes A, B, and C are not dating each other, but dating other people individually. Again, it only deals with how they want the relationship to be. Sometimes they go live together, sometimes they don't live together. And remember, I am not a relationship expert, I am not a therapist, but I do read a lot. And I have a lot of friends that are in these type of relationships. So I've read a lot about them to keep myself informed. And like I kept saying from the beginning of the episode, I find them all to be so interesting. So next one is ethically non-monogamous, or ENM. Sometimes referred to as a consensual non-monogamy, is the practice of being romantically involved with multiple people who are aware of and agree to this relationship structure. And obviously, the opposite of that is cheating. When you are with one person and they do not know you are dating multiple people. Yeah, we don't do that. That is a no-no. I agree with everything else outside. Ethically, non-monogamy, polyamory, whatever. But the cheating part, in any structure, I feel it has to go. Long distance relationship, it says it all. Maintaining your relationship structure, whichever that may be, just long distance, either living 2 hours away, in a different state, or in a different country. Casual relationship. A casual relationship is usually one where the relationship is relatively new. You and this other person have been seeing each other, but you have not necessarily defined the relationship. You may not even be calling each other boyfriend or girlfriend or partners or whatever. You may even be seeing other people, or maybe you're not. Like casual dating, going on first dates type of thing. Friends with benefits. A friends with benefits situation is not exactly a relationship. It is a relationship which two people agree to be intimate, but with no strings attached. Whichever relationship dynamic you choose, I hope is one you are happy with honesty and with communication, especially the understanding part. Because you could communicate something to someone and they honestly do not understand it. I did find some interesting facts to share on 411 with Shubi about certain types of relationships. Obviously, not all relationships that I've mentioned will have facts that I found. But here's some facts about the different relationships. So according to research published in Psychology Today, there are likely 1.2 to 2.4 million people practicing non-monogamy and another 9.8 million in open relationships. Following information provided by today.ugov.com. Nearly 1/5 of people under 30 have engaged in sexual activity with someone else with the knowledge of their partner. According to a 2016 poll, overall 11% of Americans say they have had sexual contact with other people with the consent of their partner, while 19% have had sexual contact without their consent. Younger Americans are much more likely to report having had sexual contact with other people with the consent of their partners. 17% under 45 say they have, compared to only 3% over 65. However, the vast majority of Americans, 68%, say they will not be okay with their romantic partners engaging in sexual activities with someone else. A study by the Center of HIV Educational Studies and Training found that of gay and bisexual men that were partnered, 42 were in non-monogamous relationships. Of those that were non-monogamous, 53% were in an open relationship, and 47% were in monogamish relationships, meaning couples that are sexually polyamorous but remain emotionally monogamous. Again, please know that while you can have any relationship you want, you have to be aware that society does not agree with people's personal life because of deep stigmas. This relationship dynamics can cause legal ramifications. For example, if you work in a school with children and you're in an open relationship, and if they do not agree with this, they can fire you. I believe that this is wrong, obviously, but clearly it's someone's personal life. If they're doing their jobs, I do not see the problem of what they do with their lives outside of the job. But unfortunately, different relationship dynamics are not protected by the law. I did see a video by CBS News called Speaking Frankly, Non Monogamy. It's about 23 minutes long. They share more facts and how the law can get involved in certain situations. It is very informational. I will share the link below. I'm going to put it here, but I don't think you can actually see it. Yeah, it doesn't come up. So I will put it on the link below so you guys could just go click on it. It's in the description part. I think it's worth a listen. I learned a lot, but I feel like the law, quote unquote, whoever's listening to this, I'm quoting it, the law getting involved in someone's personal life, I feel like it's rough, especially if there's two or three or more than one person, obviously, taking care. Like, I feel like this comes in hand when there's children involved. When there's children involved, I feel like that's where the law may come in and be more of a problem, because you cannot have multiple guardians going to pick up your kid. I mean, you can, like maybe their grandparents and anybody after that, like parent or co-parent or someone, but then they're gonna ask what's the legal like binding to this child. So yeah, this video by CBS News, I learned a lot. I don't want to give too much away. I just want you guys to go look at it, but they show different structures of families and how everybody navigates their own relationship and how they want their relationships to be, and how it's interfering with X, Y, and Z, like kids or having kids or even their pets. And obviously, if they want to live together, and how, who's going to pay the rent, or like how that's involved in their whole like finances. So it's deeper than just, oh yeah, let's be in a relationship together and let's be together for 8-10 years, and all of a sudden, it's just more than that. So yes, I liked the video. It was very informative. But yes, anything outside the monogamous, heteronormative lifestyle is looked upon weird or not ethical or just plain weird, or why are you doing that? This is why most of the facts or statistics that I shared were based on non-monogamy or polyamory and any other relationship dynamics, because I feel like that's the most like taboo thing out there. Like, again, the stigmas of like, oh, mind you, the average polyamorous relationship is like about 8 years. That's longer than any like monogamous relationship I've heard. Just saying. Well, some people are still together, but you know what I mean. Like, so they're still trying to make it seem like you can be in a very healthy relationship because you're in a polyamorous relationship, or you're practicing ethically non-monogamous relationship. And I mean, you're not living their lives, obviously, just like we're not living a person's life who's in a heterosexual or monogamous relationship. We don't. Nobody knows. But yes, live your life, practice your own thing, do whatever makes you happy. But yes, Fearless Fam, what are your thoughts on these relationship dynamics? Have you ever practiced any of these? Are you practicing it? I mean, if you want to share, of course, leave your comments below. I would love to read all these relationships and how long you guys are been together. I mean, or maybe there's one out there that I do not know. Maybe you want to share a different type of one that I didn't mention, and maybe I'll learn from that. Um, but Fearless Fam is getting to that time. I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And remember to rate us on Anchor, Spotify, or any listening platform of your choice. Make sure to leave your comments below. Make sure to follow No Filters, No Fears on Instagram at No Filters, No Fears. Just check out our content, leave your comments, and prepare to have a discussion also, because I did receive a comment on Facebook about how the word Latinx was another slur for the Hispanic or Latino community. So I then asked the person, what makes you say that? Obviously they didn't even reply back. Maybe they didn't even look at it, who knows. But just make sure that if you're going to reply, we're going to be having a discussion. Before I forget, we are still working on the link to get the donations for us to donate to teachers. The one that I was saying about Donors Choose. I just want to make sure that it works. But meanwhile, you can go find the link in our link tree to donate monthly. That will go 100% to any organizations that we support. So it will look like this one, like the one below. Anything you donate monthly will strictly 100% go to organizations we support. It's nothing, we don't keep anything of that. But I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I hope you tune in next week. Our episode is going to be another level 5, and it's going to be a very important one, I feel. We have a guest as well, and I am very, very excited for this topic to shed a light on. We need to talk about this one. And there's going to be a lot of statistics as well, but it's just a lot of things going on right now. I know the world is in shambles, basically. But I want to say thank you again for everyone listening, for tuning in each week. And I appreciate you all. And like I always say, stay fearless, everyone.